this Friday, but the following week I'm going to be in Houston for teaching crypto at a financial breakthrough seminar that's designed to teach people about all kind of different investment vehicles. My part, of course, is crypto, but it's something that there's just people aren't taught. And when you think about, I mean, why do banks constantly send out junk mail week after week after week trying to get you to apply for a credit card, offering you a line of credit? They want to operate off of an old system that holds people back, that keeps them, debt and lack of finances has kept a lot of people in bondage, even in, a quote unquote free world. So, crypto is giving that freedom back because it's peer to peer. I don't need anybody to approve of or verify a transaction. This is something that's going to change a whole lot. And people don't even realize, I mean, even when I talk to people and they're like, oh, I got all my money in the stock market. Okay. Where do you keep all of those stocks that you own? Like, what is it in a file cabinet at your house? And they're like, no, it's just online. Oh, so a central company holds it. To your case, being able to send the same dollar twice. I mean, who's to say that people don't hold the same shares of stock? And
they do. It's been proven. It's rehypothecated over and over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
People tell me, like, a lot of the time, like, again, I'm a gold silver guy. I tell people to own precious metals, and they're like, well, I own gold in my stock market account or my 401k or whatever my account is. I'm like, no, you hold the ticker GLD, which is controlled by a central agency that has literally leased out your gold 200 times. So, like, you really think that they're gonna be like, oh, Frank Bavadon or whatever your name is, you get this piece of gold. This is for you. You're the best customer. We like you. No, it's history. It repeats itself over and over and over again. Little guys get screwed.
Yeah.
That's why you have to do your own education. And it always frustrated me because, like, I grew up playing – I'm a nerd, right? I grew up playing RuneScape. I grew up playing World of Warcraft. And these were very free market games. So there were people who would rip you off. There are people who'd be like, oh, make this trade. You would have no idea what to do. You're just like, I'm a little kid. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm excited. And I'm playing a game. I got ripped off. And I was like, wait. This is a real thing. This is happening in the real world. People just don't educate themselves, and then they blame someone else. And then they have the government, in my opinion, come in to fix the problem. But if you had done your own due diligence, you wouldn't have faced the problem in the first place. There's a reason why most politicians have a law school background. Yeah. They learn the rules. Like, it's pretty simple, in my opinion, but then they write the rules.
Yeah.
And there's not many rules in crypto right now. Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful thing, but I also think it's intimidating for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when you were mentioning something earlier, were you talking about that YouTube series, The History of Money?
Yeah, Mike Maloney.
Yeah, I definitely want to spend some time going through that, and I recommend people look at it. And they're like, well, when he talks about, because the crypto episode, he talks about Hashgraph too, and Hashgraph still seems like there's a lot of, like, centralization in it. So it may work better for some, companies' internal infrastructure, but overall, yeah, I mean, his whole series is on point. Just going through everything from, to understand where we're going, you got to understand where we've been, right?
Totally.
And why. People say, yeah, the U.S. dollar is declining and it's going to crash, and people are like, you're crazy. It's not going to crash. It's too big to fail, right? Well, yeah, the Titanic was too big to sink too. How did that work out? Right?
Well, it's happening all the time around our world already. And I think there's so many big parts that are happening. And it's kind of something like, I'm not an expert. I don't know everything about cryptocurrencies. There's probably many things that I've seen in your podcast. I'm like, oh, I haven't heard this before. This is new to me because you went out and researched it. You went out and spent the time to ask questions and learn more. And that's something where I do with a lot of hats. So I like to wear a lot of different hats. And I'm a big Charlie Munger guy, who's Warren Buffett's business partner. And it's okay to not know things, but it's really important to ask questions and then tie things together. And I think there's a lot of these moving parts in our world. And, like, crypto, to me, it's 100% the future. I don't know the timing of it. I think that's the gamble for all of us, is we don't know. It's not an if, it's a when.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of powers that be, in my opinion. I believe part of the reason there's a run up in price was done on purpose to scare people out, because they don't want people to realize, hey, in Venezuela, Argentina now, they're actually starting to